All right. Welcome to Yin and Unwind. My name is Lindsay. We're going to start in a seated position. So that can be cross-legged or sitting on your heels. We'll sit up nice and tall, rest the hands in the lap or on the knees. And just start to close the eyes and start to pay attention to the breath. And just settling into our space, whatever kind of day it was, just coming right here, right now, present with the breath, ready to take care of our body and our mind by practicing this stillness, this quiet. So I'll take just another minute or so here, focusing on the breath. Welcome everyone, if you're just coming in. And if it works, maybe breathing in through the nose and exhaling out of the mouth, or breathing however is comfortable here. Another 5 breaths or so. And then go ahead and keep the eyes closed. We'll bring our hands together in front of the heart or place hands over heart, whatever is most comfortable. And as we come into closing this chapter of 2021, coming into a new year, just taking a moment here, kind of reflecting on that, maybe thinking just what we are grateful for from this past year. And we'll just take a few breaths with that being our focus. What are we grateful for from the last year, 2021? Let's take one more inhale. Exhale. We'll go ahead and open the eyes, release the hands. Hello, hello, everyone. All right, let's come out of our seat and come on to hands and knees. Let's move the spine around a little bit. So we'll come to this tabletop position, bringing the wrists under the shoulders, the knees under the hips. And then first, just take the hips side to side. So like you're wagging your tail is the best way to describe it. And we might start to take the shoulders side to side as well. Just arching the side body. Just opening up on the outside of that hip, side body. All right, let's come back to center and we'll open front to back. So lift the heart. We might lift the gaze a little bit and then round the back as you exhale. Cat arch, tucking the tail, the chin, and then just move back and forth a few times. Just getting that movement, whether it's slow or a little quicker, or it could be matched with the breath. After this next exhale here, we'll find a neutral spine. Keep the hips lifted over the knees, and we'll just start to walk the hands forward, coming into, this is called puppy pose. So we could either lower down to the forearms, the elbows, or extend the arms fully, start to bring the forehead to the floor. Maybe even the chin if you want that extra stretch in the shoulders, but that does get pretty deep. So make sure we have a little engagement in the core there. Or you could just sink those hips back and come into more of a child's pose. Either way, we're opening the heart here, lengthening through those arms. Forehead might be resting on the floor. And reconnect with that breath. Inhale through the nose. Exhale out of the mouth. One more full breath here. And then we'll go ahead and start to come up, start to walk the hands in. And we are going to make our way onto our side next. So we're going to stretch our chest here, get a nice shoulder stretch. So I'm just going to turn to face you. We're going to come on to belly first if you'd like, or just right down to the right side. We'll take that right arm back, extend it out directly back from the shoulder, and then have that palm probably down, but you could play with it, what works best. You might support the head with a pillow here, but we'll really just roll onto our side, that left hand in front of the heart for a little support. And then feel free to bend the knees as needed. Maybe keep that top leg straight, or place the top foot behind for a little extra stretch. And then we'll just sink into this here. Be here for a little longer, so you might not come into the deepest stretch right away. You might let the time, the breath, ease us in to that stretch in the shoulder. Creating space on the front of the shoulder, the chest, the heart space. Creating space here. Another few breaths on this side. And then we'll slowly start to release out of that right shoulder. You can take it to the belly or come up to hands and knees. If we're taking it to the belly, go ahead and just pause there. You can place the hands under the forehead. This is crocodile. Nice neutral position for the spine. Back of the neck is long. And then we're going to take it over to that other side. As you're ready, that left arm extends out. And we'll roll onto that side. Support the head if you need. Adjust the legs as needed. And just find your position. We can hold and breathe. Maybe noticing any differences between the two. And we're just taking this time to observe. No judgment, no expectation, just noticing. Being the observer of the body, the breath. Another. Sorry, everybody. I think we're good here. All good. There we go. Just take one more breath here. I popped off, but we're good. And then we'll start to release. Take it back to the belly, maybe come into that crocodile, hands under the forehead for a couple breaths. And that's just always a nice way to just come back to the neutral position. Square the hips, the shoulders before we move to the next thing. Neutralize right here. One more breath. Go ahead and just push it up. Press up. And let's see, let's do one seated stretch, and then we're going to make our way to our back. So, and then feel free to come to your back and do this stretch instead, because it can be easily done on the back. Soles of the feet come together. We're going to do butterfly. So again, this could be supine, lying on the back, or we're going to sit up tall here. Maybe hold on to the ankles, the shins, maybe start to come forward. We might start to bring a rounding of the back as we come forward, or keep that extension in the spine. We might let the head come forward and then just breathe here. Another one we'll hold for a little longer, just about 2 minutes. So maybe not come to the fullest stretch right away. We might take the time to ease. And we'll soften the face, the jaw. Maybe let the lips part. Maybe bring a smile to your face just because. Another couple breaths. And then on your next inhale, if you fold it forward, we'll start to make our way up. And then we'll make our way onto our back. So if you're on your back already, stay there. We're coming to meet you there. On the back, we'll hug the knees into the chest. And then first, just kind of wiggle out the feet, the ankles, the toes. You might hear some pops, some cracks. And then we'll start to circle or rock side to side or circle those knees. You decide, or kind of a combination of both. Just circling those knees in one direction. And then we'll rotate the other direction. And then come back to center, and we'll just individually circle the knees or the femur and that hip socket. So just kind of loosening our hip here. So like an egg beater, it gets confusing if you try to break it down, but you probably get where I'm going with this. Just circling the knees individually. Doesn't matter which direction they're going, but we'll switch the direction here. Other way. Perfect. And then let's place the feet on the floor here. We'll cross the right ankle above the left knee into this figure 4 position. Feel free to stay here. We might place a little pressure to the inside of that right knee, opening right knee. Or we'll start to hug the left knee in, deepening that stretch in the outer hip on the other side. Keeping this figure 4 shape, flexing the feet can be a good way to keep the knee safe and engaged, or muscles engaged around the knee. Breathe here, take some bigger breaths. We'll take one more inhale, one more exhale, and go ahead and release. Take both feet to the floor once again, and we'll take it into that other side. Take it to the other side. I don't want to mess our sides up by calling it out here. So other side, you might hug the knee in to deepen the stretch or keep that foot on the floor. Breathe there. Figure 4, other side. Couple more breaths here. And then go ahead, release, place both feet down, knees bent. And then while we're here, let's just hop up into a bridge for a couple breaths. Again, a great way to just neutralize, square the hips and shoulders. So bring those shoulder blades together into the body a bit, press into the feet, and we'll lift those hips up. Might be just a little bit. We might really press the hips up, maybe walk the hands underneath the body, interlacing fingers. But just 2 breaths here, lifting the hips, pressing into the feet, opening the chest. Last full breath. And release, taking those hips back to the floor, and then we'll straighten the legs out from there. Coming into our banana stretch. So making a banana with the body, we'll walk the heels over to the right, and then lift the shoulders a bit, take the shoulder girdle over to the right. And then from there, we might take the arms wide, maybe start to bring the arms overhead. So we're really stretching the left side here. Make any adjustments, and then do try to find that stillness, at least for a few breaths, but maybe for the full minute or so that we're here. Maybe longer. This one is a good one to hold. If you want a little more, maybe crossing left ankle over right, deepening the stretch. Creating space along that side body, around the ribs, creating that space, more space for us to breathe deeper. Another couple breaths here on this side. And then we'll start to release the arms first. Make our way back to center with the head, the legs. And then we'll take it over to the other side. Banana, other side. Walk those heels over to the, I'm going left. Go your other side. And then lift the shoulders up, creating that shape in the body. Take the arms into it how you'd like. Whatever's most comfortable for shoulders. Making any more adjustments before we be still, quiet. Take another few breaths here. And then as you're ready, we'll begin to make our way back to center, releasing the arms, taking the head back to the center of the mat, walking the heels back to the center. And then the perfect position for our final pose, Shavasana. Let those palms come up, the arms come wide or maybe closer to the body. And just close the eyes, maybe even cover the eyes or cover the body with a blanket. Making sure we're comfortable here for the next couple minutes. This is our time to just integrate our practice. The stretch, the stillness, the breath. quieting of the mind, connecting with the present, just letting it all sink in here. I'll go ahead and log us off here. Feel free to stay here a little longer, but I will log us off, so feel free to get up as you're ready. Thank you for joining. Have a wonderful evening. Namaste.